So I got a call from a dealer the other day who was incredibly frustrated with his website, his ad spend, and the number of leads that he was getting. And he just said, "Hey, can you take a look at my Google Analytics just to see your input on that and kind of break it down for me to ultimately, can you just tell me if I'm getting screwed here by my marketing company?" This video is going to go over my step-by-step process of how it is that I go through Google Analytics to see overall conversion rate, to see optimization, and how it is that you can ultimately better improve your marketing, see where you can actually spend less, and reallocate specific budgets for what is actually working. Now that we're in 2026 and starting a new year and starting to go over all of the analytics and reporting and everything, now is the time to start checking out whether it is that you need to switch with your web service and your internet marketing, or ultimately just reallocate it overall. And just, to be honest, make sure you're just not getting screwed. Let's get into it. So to audit your website and your overall internet marketing over this last year, what we're going to want to do is go over to your Google Analytics. On the left-hand side, go ahead and click on Reports. And then what it is that you should see is a section that's called Lifecycle, and then Acquisition and Acquisition Overview. If you need to scroll down to be able to see it, go ahead and do that. If you don't see it at all, go ahead and click on Library, and then you should see Lifecycle over here. And maybe it's set to unpublish. Go ahead and click on the three buttons and click on publish. And then what you're going to want to do is click on acquisition and then user acquisition, first user primary channel. So what this is when you're looking at the first user primary channel, this is actually Google Analytics' way of identifying where the user first originated from when they hit your website. And so a quick example of this is that when somebody, for instance, if you pay for Google Ads or Facebook ads or whichever ad platform, or even like RV Trader or some other external site, and they land on your website from an ad or an external website, Google actually will record that. And then if the user happens to leave and maybe come back to your website a couple days later, but the next time they come back, they've already known your website. So they just type in your business name, and then within Google or Bing, they click on your website and then they're in your website. So Google actually, instead of saying that this is a direct visitor going to your website and typing your business name in directly, they will know, oh, well, this source actually originated from Facebook. That's really what you're wanting to see. So there is no confusion of, oh my gosh, now I have a lot of direct traffic, even though it was actually originated from Facebook ad spend. So this is how you can actually differentiate whether your ads or all of your marketing, social media, and paying for RV Trader, RVT, and all these other websites are actually working or not. So within that, we'll go ahead and take a look at this in Google Analytics. So once you're in Google Analytics, the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, acquisition, user acquisition, first user primary channel. Then you're going to want to go to your date range. So go ahead and select the date range that you're wanting. I typically do 1 month at a time, because every month will have its own unique metrics or unique traffic. And then go ahead and scroll down. And then on the first column here, you're going to want to switch it to first user source and medium. So this will actually tell us exactly what we're wanting to see here with where the traffic sources are originating. So you can see Google ads right here. You can see Facebook ads. This is also Facebook ads, but it's not done right. I'll go over that later. Facebook ads, not done right. Google organic traffic, so SEO. Direct traffic, which is what I was talking about before. Somebody literally types in your website address. This is Facebook, not done right. Facebook, and Bing organic. So you can see a lot of the top sources there. You can change the number of sources if you're needing to, if there's more than just what's listed here. And so with that, what it is that you're wanting to do is to, obviously you guys have your ad revenue that you've spent for that particular month. So you can go in and see, okay, within Facebook, they have, this one's Facebook, so that's like 3,000, 4,100, 4,600. So 4,600 Facebook ads. You can see how much of them actually returned after visiting the website, their engagement, their bounce rate. And the bounce rate is basically a metric of, for instance, if you land on a website and then you immediately leave, it's considered a bounce. to not get on the bounce metric. A user typically has to stay on the website for a certain period of time, like 5 to 7, 8 seconds, and do an action. For instance, they have to scroll down on your website, maybe click on the image scrolling to actually view something, maybe click into the website, so view multiple pages. And so when they start adding more events, as they call it, it doesn't count as a quote unquote bounce. And so that's what the bounce rate is. The key events, I'll get into that here in a second, but we view it as conversion. So when somebody contacts your business, and there's a lot of different ways to do that and different key events to track. I'll get into that in a minute. And you can select the specific ones, and then what your overall conversion rate or key event rate is here. So the biggest thing to look at is that when you go to spend money on ads or SEO or just your website overall, how is it performing? And so when I looked at this dealer's website and we're looking at, like I was saying before, all of the Google ads weren't set up correctly. And I'll get into that a little bit further, but we can see the metrics here. So what is working and what is not? Are you just getting screwed, or what's going on? So a good metric is right here, the Google organic. So a typical website will convert at roughly about 2%. That is like a international global conversion rate is about 2%. And you can see, and you can look that up pretty much anywhere. I'm not just making it up. The Google Organic has 1,000 visitors for this dealer for this month, and an average time on site of 2 minutes and 41 seconds. That's incredible. A bounce rate 21% is pretty incredible, and then a 2% conversion rate. So they had 30 leads here, and I'll get into that at 2% conversion rate. So that's basically industry average there. Average time on site is actually really good. The direct traffic, you can see these are people who know your business. And you can see here that the average time on site is actually a little bit less than the organic, which is a little bit surprising. The bounce rate's a tad higher. The conversions are insane and 3.6%. So those are kind of the standard metrics there. Keep in mind when you go to do paid ads, you're going to start to drop down significantly because this is a cold lead. Organic can be cold at times as well. The people who contact you directly or know your business should not be cold. That's why the conversion rate's significantly higher. But now let's look at Facebook. So when they were doing Facebook ads, you can see here there's 4,500 visitors. And you can see that going from organic over almost 3 minutes here down to 19 seconds, the car sales, they don't even sell cars. So that was completely just mislabeled, is 8 seconds, 81% bounce rate. So almost everybody's leaving, and there's no leads. No key events. This Facebook ad, 2,000 people, 2 seconds, literally everybody just bounced off the site and no leads. And so those are the metrics that you're really wanting to look at to see, is my website working or not? How much money am I actually paying for these Facebook ads, and how many leads did I get? And when I was talking earlier about the reallocation of things, there's a couple things going on either with Facebook, like they did, this particular company did a garbage job with Facebook ads and defining their market and what their market was and their segments within Facebook, and setting the geographic area incredibly huge and not having very targeted, so they could show, hey, we sent a ton of traffic to your website, which is what a lot of businesses will do. You're getting a ton of traffic, but it's for somebody that's not going to drive 100 miles to your business to go see what products you're selling or the services that you're doing. And so that's a very, very key metric to be able to see, how much traffic and what's my conversion rate. And then after a given month, be able to say, oh man, this is not working. Like the Google ads here, literally 2 seconds, 9 seconds, 0 conversions. We need to do something else. So if you're looking at your Google Analytics, this is the exact process as we're getting into a new year here on how it is that you can be auditing and making your analytics and your website better and reallocating. And so when we keep on looking here, the other thing I wanted to go over was key events. So within key events, and a lot of businesses can set this up differently. This is how we've set it up, and there's no necessarily right or wrong way to do it, but this is how we set it up. So we have the general contact form, which is, again, just your main contact form. We have an inventory contact form, we have an address click and a phone click. We count all of those as conversions. And so what's huge about that is that you want to be able to track every major element of interaction that actually leads to somebody ending up on your lot. So obviously your main contact form, your phone number, when they click on your address saying, hey, we want directions, and obviously your inventory contact form, and we've separated those. I want to be able to see what is a lead that's coming from your actual inventory. So when they land on an RV and they fill out that, I want to know that comparatively to just a general contact form. A general contact form can be a little hit or miss in terms of like, are you guys hiring or financing or general information? So we kind of segment that, which is amazing for the key events. Key events, you can do a lot of different segmenting. And one of the things to keep in mind is that some businesses, and I've seen this a million times, so in the 17 years we've been doing this, some businesses will have key events set up for if somebody scrolls on your website and track that as a key event, as if it's a conversion. Or when somebody clicks on a video and say you guys have YouTube videos and click and show that as a conversion. I think that's a cool key event that you can set up if it's a video, so to speak. But it's not a conversion. And when it comes down to the money allocation that you guys are investing into ads and your website and overall marketing as a business, from my perspective, we need to be looking at the right metrics for key events for the ad spend that's being done. And so as we get into a little bit more of a deep dive here, for how is it that you should be, if it's not set up this way, how is it that you set up so you can start to see the different ads and how it is that your ads are actually being set up correctly? So one of the things that Google gives us is what's called the campaign URL builder. So this is amazing. I've already kind of pre-filled it in with a lot of the things that we standardize over here at InFuel. And the first and foremost thing that this standardizes is that when we go into your Google Analytics and we see all these different sources, what we're wanting to see is what the campaign is or what the source is. We want to have all of our Facebook ads grouped underneath Facebook, whether it's a cost per click banner, whether it is a summer sale for travel trailers. We want to have all these segmented so we can see at the end of the year, how is it that all of these campaigns did and where did these campaigns run? So if you guys are having a Facebook campaign for a summer sale for travel trailers, this is how we set up the URL for it. So you'd have your dealer, your domain here, the UTM source, which is Facebook, which is exactly what we were getting into here. So where you see car sales here, they put car sales in as their source. And it's an RV dealer, which is hilarious. And then Facebook ads is the source. Yes, technically, but that's not correct. Camper sales is not the source. It should be Facebook. And so when we set it up correctly, all of your URLs, when you guys go to do ads, should be set up as the UTM source of what the website is. So this could be Facebook, YouTube, if you guys are doing videos, TikTok, RV Trader. So you have all the different sources that you guys are actually paying for. And then the medium, if it's cost per click, or obviously the medium in YouTube would be videos. So you can actually segment, hey, videos are actually driving a ton of traffic and a ton of leads from Facebook. Or from YouTube. And then what the campaign is. So if you guys are doing a summer sale or an RV show sale or whatever it is, whatever the campaign is. And then I love to have the ID as the year and the month. And then the term, I just do like travel trailers if it's a specific segment or all RVs or a specific brand or something like that, so that I can continue to have granularity and be able to search here for what the campaign is, and then I'd be able to see what the conversion rate of that is, and how long they were on the site and stuff like that. So when it's set up correctly like that, it makes it incredibly nice as we're getting into the new year and looking back, and we see something like this, or when I looked at this, I was like, oh my gosh, like absolutely you got screwed. I hate to say it, on some of these Facebook ads, but the reality is that as we look into this new year, we can look at this and say, okay, well, we need to reallocate within within Google, the Google ads actually did tremendously well. We need to, instead of spending thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, we can reallocate some of that into the Google ads because they did tremendously well. We can reallocate some of it into SEO because that did tremendously well. And then also we need to tweak Facebook. Honestly, Facebook has a massive market, and we need to dive into your ads there and how those were set up in order to see if we can get some of those to improve upon. And so, not to say that any of the paid ads are going to get anywhere near the level of your organic, because we have to look at it from this perspective, or at least the direct traffic as well, is that we're looking at different segments that are hot to cold ultimately. And the more ads you get, the colder it's going to be, and the worse your metrics are going to be as well. So we're trying to find a sweet spot, and you're trying to find a sweet spot when you start going through all of your different months for the year, and you start grouping all of those, and you'll be able to say, okay, now at the end of 2026, if you do this specific segment, you do the URL builder like I was mentioning there, and you start segmenting all of these, and you start setting them up correctly, at the end of 2026, if you do this right, you'll be able to look back and see all the different tests you ran, all the different ads that you ran, and then be able to incredibly tweak to get all of like the garbage out and start to see what platforms not only work, but work for your dealership in your location. It's completely different in Florida as it is in Montana and some of the other locations with the dealers that we've worked with. And so you can't just hear this works amazing for all dealers and whatever, or from auto to RV. It's not that way. You have to be able to segment it and structure it this way with the URLs for your dealership to see what works. If you guys need help with that, need help with just going over the Google Analytics, I'd love to help with you. I did put a link down in the description that just goes to our website and Fuel. Again, we've been doing this for over 17 years for RV dealers across the country. I'd love to sit down and chat with you and just make sure that you are not getting screwed.